Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So let's just get right into it. This is just going to be a video basically giving you guys all of the tips that I've learned from being natural for the past 10 years. It is officially 10 years this year. It literally just flew. I haven't even been tracking it. I just looked at the first video that I ever uploaded on YouTube, which is my natural hair journey. It made me put a time stamp on things and I was like, oh, it's been 10 years, let me make a video. It was my sophomore year of high school. I slowly transitioned. I did not completely do a big chop. I didn't really have an exact reason to go natural. I was just used to my mom giving me perms. She never felt like giving me perms, and then I eventually was like, well, I'm just gonna see how long I can go. And then as I started to see my natural like curl pattern, I was like, ooh, like I really like my hair curly and I wanna see how it looks without the straight end. I didn't have the guts to completely cut it all off. So after straightening my hair while I was transitioning, like every week I would wash it and then straighten it again, and it was so unhealthy. That was so bad to do. It eventually broke off really bad one weekend. I had no choice but to do my big chop, and at that point my hair was like a little bit past my ears, so I still had some length, so I was grateful for that, but it took a toll on me. If you're Black, you know that like our community, we put a really big emphasis on our hair. I really had to get to know myself all over again, know who I was without attaching my identity to my hair. You're gonna undergo self-discovery. You're going to have to really like learn how to view yourself outside of how other people view you. If you are going through your natural hair journey, be prepared for that. It is beautiful in the end because you truly get to know who you are without attaching yourself to the physical. I'm looking down at my notes here. Find a style that works for you. Find your go-to style. Find what complements your face shape, what complements your hair texture, and stick to it and find what makes you comfortable, okay? That was what helped me get through that first stage of like the first year of like the awkward length stage where you kind of don't really know what to do with your hair. I literally wore my hair in a puff ball for like the whole first year after doing my big chop because I was afraid of the shrinkage and of people like judging me for how short my hair looked when it was curly. That's a damn shame, y'all. It's crazy. I do want to mention that even after my hair grew long, I was still questioning my look. I still was like kind of having issues with like, okay, this isn't how, I'm not giving the look that I want to look, right? Social conditioning where sometimes you feel like you only look your best when your hair is straightened. I just now kind of figured out what looks best on me. I realized that sometimes the slick back looks don't look the best on me, and they do on a lot of people, and like high buns just don't look that good on me for some reason. I just don't like them like that. Everyone else is like, you look fine, but to me it just doesn't look good, and I think I know why. My head shape, so we can get into it. Anyways, I have like a heart-shaped face, meaning that I have like an ice cream cone, and like most of the like wider part of my face is at the top, and so adding volume, like a top knot bun up here, just does not fit me in my opinion. But I noticed that messier styles look good on me. Like instead of just slicking it back, like honestly just throwing it up, it complements me more. That just like looks best with my texture. So not everything that's working for everyone is going to work for you. Have time to experiment and play with your hair. The good thing about when I big chop was it was closer to the end of the semester of the, well, not semester, it was closer to the end of the year, And that meant that I had all of that summer leading up into the next beginning of the next school year to play with my hair. So I will suggest, if you have the option to choose when you're gonna big chop, do it when you have like a period of time in between, like having to go out in public as much or like go in your social spaces. So you're going to go through tons of products that do not work for you. You're going to be buying hella products because they look cute or they smell good, and then you get home and you put them in your hair and it's like, I just wasted my money. My experience is that when you have like my type of texture hair, like 4A, mostly thicker textures do better with like custards, right? Or like thick jelly creams. Personally for me, creams were too oily, but they didn't hold enough definition. So too oily, but not enough definition. While gels were too defining, but not enough moisture. So I needed to find a product that was the mixture of those two. I use one product, y'all. One product. I use the Mielle Curling Custard. Also really love, which As I Am jelly, I think it's the curling jelly. I'll have them linked somewhere in the description below. Seal in the moisture. So for instance, there was like this trend going on years ago where it was like, after you're done washing your hair, rinse your hair with cool water. And I kept getting white balls in my hair. And I seen another hairstylist talking about putting your product on while you're in the shower, while your hair follicle is open, because of all the steam. Well, I've been doing that and my hair stays moisturized and defined and just beautiful for days on end. I like my hair to dry downward. I don't like to have extra volume because my hair is already pretty thick, and so I'll get that volume over the days. And I would recommend applying your gel, your jelly, or your custard, focusing on your roots, right? So while you're in the shower and your finger detangling and you're applying the product to your hair, make sure that you're detangling your roots really well.
What I was trying to say here, guys, is basically how you apply your product affects the angle and the direction at which your hair dries. So if you focus your product on your roots, meaning the top half of your head, then your hair is going to dry downward. If you want more volume, on the other hand, then maybe apply your product flipping your hair over, focusing more so on the ends of your hair, and not so much detangling thoroughly at the roots.
On to my next tip that has really helped me, especially when you're in that awkward length stage of your natural hair journey, is when I get out of the shower and I'm done putting my product in, I either clip it up or I wrap it in a t-shirt. And what that does is it allows my hair to dry while my hair is stretching. And I can go out in public, I can go get things done, go out and about, and my hair still looks decent. If your hair is like too wet, I would use the t-shirt to like kind of squeeze some of the water out to get it dry enough to where you can clip it up and go on about your day. If you really want to stretch your hair even further, if I'm not going anywhere the rest of that day, I will wrap my hair in the t-shirt that I'm using to dry my hair with, especially if I'm washing my hair at night. I don't want to go to sleep with drenching, soaking wet hair because that means my pillow's gonna be soaking wet. So use a microfiber towel or a t-shirt. You use a microfiber towel, but not the towel that you usually dry yourself off with, because if you didn't know, that causes frizz. I use an old t-shirt and I literally twist my hair in the t-shirt into a bun, and when I wake up the next morning, my hair is stretched. I barely brush my hair or comb my hair to detangle my hair. I do it like once every blue moon when I need a really good detangle, but I always finger detangle. So to a lot of people that's probably like, oh, I'm not gonna finger detangle, it's too much. But once you get used to it, like you really just get in you get used to feeling your hair. The goal is, right, when you have natural hair, at least for me, is I want my curls to look defined and moisturized, right? And so when you're using a brush or a tangle teaser or comb, whatever, to detangle your hair, what you're doing is you're separating each of those hair strands, causing them to be separated. So when they dry, each strand is drying separately, causing your hair to look bigger, right? More voluminous. So if that's what you want, is voluminous a word? But if that's what you want, if you want like more of like an afro, like big rounded look to your hair, then do that, right? But if you want your curls to look more defined, that means you want them to clump together. To get your curls defined, you need them to clump together, so finger detangling really, really helps with that. You'll also be getting less breakage. I think a lot of breakage comes from using combs and brushes and just like combing through your hair every day, detangling your hair every day. I do not detangle my hair every day. I have not ever detangled my hair every day. And part of that is because it's a lot of work. The more you're running a comb or brush through your hair, the higher the chances are that you're breaking it off. So I have tons of tips. If you guys would like a part 2 to this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, please. And I will see you on my next video.